Mm.
Brawl versus Jaina.
You asked for it.
For Doomhammer.
Alright, for Doomhammer, huh? No, no, no. Let's get the scary things, huh? Noted nuances. I think Tyranny has given you a little taste for villainy with the Shaman deck. Ha 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 ha. Ah. Ha ha ha. Oh my god, Harry Dosh says I'm trying to play Pillars of Eternity after seeing Sean play Tyranny and my computer keeps crashing. Life is hard. Dude, who'll be the new folks thus far? Alright. We got Feudal Resistance, Axe Lamp, HR, Unger, or H. Rungnir. Commander Mander. Oh, he wants to know? Oh. Jumbo Cactuar, X27, Nike Tor, Captain Bob 42, Raffle Mouthful, Lamnet, Fiddle Rules, Grub Blow, Oatmeal Dragon, Dane Ledra, Brave Little Stove, Tucker Bull Morgan, First Gear 1, Enix Volk 1071, Fat Batch, Forsakane, Jim Withani, Crufixia, and Fiery. Hello and welcome to this here non-stop, never-ending party. We summon what we want, we attack when and where we want. Let's see, we have the coin, so he can, like, Frost Nova. He could just, like, outright Doomsayer, but not much he could do. Jordo Drogo says, I subbed during your Stardew Valley earlier. Yeah, I'm sorry, I missed a bunch of people because I was, like, so dialed into the farming. I think I'm gonna do this because I feel like there is a risk of him Frost Nova Doomsayering.
I hope you like my invention.
No, not a chance. Okay. So I think this is a freeze mage. How do we really get the shit out of the damage in there? I'm gonna do this. Because if he didn't have Frost Nova Doomsayer last turn, I doubt he has Frost Nova Doomsayer this turn. And the big thing that I'd be scared about is a Flame Strike. It's fine, totally fine. I get 2 cards to draw off this. This is great. Sean flying high, you know how he feels. See, almost flicked to the right. Totem Golem. So... okay. Wizard. Great. Look at me. I mean, again, he can Flame Strike, but then he dies. Jordan Drago says, I totally understand it's not easy to catch legendary fish, even with an Iridium pole. Man, I was trying so hard. I want to catch all the fish. Frost Nova Doomsayer ain't gonna do it.
I wonder.
Fairy says, if you haven't gone over it already, what are your thoughts on the heroic brawl? Very simply, I think it's an extremely clear experiment by Blizzard to try something new and to see if this is something that anyone has interest in. The fact that there's a large amount of opinions on both sides, it's really great, it's really bad. Is it good for competitive? Is it good for casual? All the buzz and commotion about a simple 1 week thing. Whoa, I think it really demonstrates that there's an absolutely extraordinary interest and demand for precisely this kind of thing. Oh, it's a drifting card. Do we kill him? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Maybe. Okay. Very clear that the interest is there. And I think what it shows is that there is an interest for different types of events for Hearthstone. I think that is the primary thing that it demonstrates. Because I think that the incorrect approach is to say, what is the correct pricing structure? Is this good or is this bad? Because there's a clear spectrum and a clear range of reactions that are happening right here. So, what do I think should be done? I think this should be a strong signal for Blizzard to create a suite of events, some very casual, let me not use the word casual, some that have a steeper curve, pay 1,000 gold, enter. For instance, me personally, I would love a much steeper format. I would love if it was something like, if you win, you got 150 packs and like 10 golden legendaries. I would love that shit. Because, you know, I have all this extra gold lying around. I want that spiky thing. So your Tori says, Sean, the problem with Heroic Tavern Brawl is the gambling aspect. You didn't put quotes, I did. Hearthstone is a game that is made for all ages. I think you have to be very, very clear about what you mean there. Because, I mean, I enjoy gambling, and that's why I actually want a cheaper, or excuse me, a sharper scale.
Blessed be this funnel cake.
It's a slightly problematic argument to just say, it is gambling, and then to just stop. Because if you say, oh, well, you have to understand, the problem is that it's gambling. There's nothing inherently wrong with gambling. Gambling is actually awesome. When done appropriately and thoughtfully. You know what I mean? I think I would need a lot more context and meat there for me to be able to even give, you know, a reasonable answer to that. Because, I mean, I think that someone might say, well, wait a minute. Like, here's what I can imagine an argument being. Well, wait a minute. You can spend $10 and not get a positive outcome? Well, that's bad, and that's gambling, and this is not exactly how I want to do it, but whatever. And what if someone spends $10 and loses, and then immediately spends another $10 and loses, and then he spends another $10 and loses, and they do this 20 times in a row, and then everything's a total explosion of hell. There's also other people saying, oh my god, well, the fact that there's only one good deck in the meta right now that therefore conclusively demands, or conclusively means that there's no good outcome. Everyone's just going to play mid-range shaman to try to get to the top, etc., etc., etc. And I will reiterate my previous. I'll put this over here. I'll reiterate my previous statement, which is that I think the only real appropriate conclusion to draw from this is not, here is what is specifically wrong with this specific thing and how it needs to be changed and what's good about it and what's bad about it and all that stuff. I don't think any of that is the appropriate way to approach this at all. It's that it is clear that there is a demand for this specific type of thing. There's a clear demand. And so therefore there will never be a perfect one thing fits all, one size fits all format. I think it's a very clear indication that there should be a multitude of different formats. Here's an example. If I were Blizzard and I saw all this buzz, I would go, holy shit, look at the massive interest and opinions that people are sharing that they want here. This is incredible. You know what I'm gonna do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I didn't miss lethal. Cool. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna create a Sunday entry fee tournament for 500 gold. And if anyone, and it's gonna be 12 rounds. And if you go 0-3, you're out, right? Every Sunday is the entry fee. Boom.
Embrace the void.
I got distracted. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, it happens at noon Pacific every Sunday. It's a 500 gold entry fee tournament with 12 rounds. And what happens is when you get there, you wind up playing through a whole bunch of different rounds, and whoever goes to 12 wins, they get entered into the monthly finals, which has even huger packs and that sort of thing. See, Cosmo Monkey says, oh my god, I'm having PokerStars Sunday tournament flashbacks. Yeah, that's fucking awesome. I would love that sort of shit. And see, here's the thing. Again, here's the thing I want to make sure everyone steers away from. Chosen Gamer says 500 gold is a little more reasonable to get to, though. There's no such thing as the reasonable amount or the not reasonable amount, because it's not a one-size-fits-all thing. It's not. I was giving one suggestion, and I'm sort of interrupting my own point here. There is not a one-size-fits-all format here. Do I have lethal? Probably. Probably have lethal. I'm going to do this. Hey. So here, I'm gonna have to do this in one fell swoop because people are like jumping in. I'm interrupting myself. People are interrupting the point. Okay, here we go. Are you ready? Here's for the clips. We're gonna completely start over. We're gonna go back to the beginning, and I'm going to give you my complete thought on the heroic tavern brawl. Allow me to take a sip of coffee as a motivational component. Recently, Blizzard announced that it was creating the Heroic Tavern Brawl. Ooh, I do this. I don't even know why I use quotes. Let's do under quotes. The Heroic Tavern Brawl. Makes it a lot creepier, right? And in the Heroic Tavern Brawl, Blizzard said that you can enter for 1,000 gold or $10 into essentially an arena-esque tournament with mega rewards. Ooh, sounds shiny and interesting and fun, right? But people started to look at the details, and oh my goodness, how much controversy arrived. Thanks, Total Biscuit. I now say it the cool way. So much controversy. You don't make a deck arena style. You take a standard deck. Well, won't everyone just use mid-range shaman? People started to analyze what the rake was. As in, when you calculate the total amount of payout versus the total amount of entry fee in, wow, that's like a 30% rake. Oh, I can't believe that. That seems really high. And then people are going, well, wait a minute. If I enter for $10 and lose, and then just enter for $10 and lose, and enter for $10 and lose, I might get no value. I might only get 3 packs and spend $30. Evil is happening. And this is the sort of summary that I've been seeing. On the other hand, I'm seeing a lot of pros go, oh shit, this is something I've always wanted, right? Oh, this is going to be such an awesome thing, because first place, getting 12 wins in the Heroic Tavern Brawl, is like 50 packs and 3 golden legendaries and like over 1,000 gold and dust and all this stuff. And that kind of whets your appetite. Wow, spend 1,000 gold, get more than 1,000 gold and a giant pile of rewards. That sounds neat. And so now everyone is doing their little video, their little piece, and now here I am doing my little video and my little piece. Mostly impromptu, because when you're Day 9 TV, you fucking do it live. Because, I'm not going to say that, because if this gets put into a clip, I need to be appropriate for all ages. Ding! Let me throw in a few other notes about the controversy stuff. Gambling. Ooh, is this a form of gambling? This has to be appropriate for people of all ages. That was something that was just posted in chat. Oh my goodness, it's gambling, and gambling is just, there's a whole pile of thoughts. Here are mine. This seems very much so like Blizzard's attempt to do an experiment. If you look at Hearthstone, Hearthstone has an extremely robust client and a relatively limited amount of things to do with Hearthstone. I can go on a ladder that resets every month, which is essentially like climbing to the top of a mountain and then throwing yourself off the cliff and then reclimbing the same damn mountain again. Except when you jump off the cliff, sometimes you land at the 19th rung instead of the 25th. So you hurt a lot and you still climb all the way back up. You have Wild, which I hear more than one person plays. You have Arena, which is make your own deck, out of those 30 cards. And then you have this weekly weird fun thing with Tavern Brawl. Not a lot of stuff. If you step a little bit outside of that, you have this way up in the sky professional level play. What more could Blizzard do with Hearthstone? Well, if you look at Magic the Gathering, there's Friday Night Magic, there's Sealed, there's Drafts, there's different formats, there's, a robust Legacy and Standard and Modern scene, there's events that happen online, there's Grand Prix, there's like the Pro Tour, there's Pro Tour qualifiers, there's Commander, there's Pauper, there's Two-Headed, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. There's a billion different things to do in Magic. And I'm sure someone at Blizzard was going, man, what else cool can we do at Hearthstone? Now, if you look at the ecosystem of other card games, and I don't mean just, Magic the Gathering, what I'm thinking of is poker, events where people can have a little more structure, have it be a little bit more like an event, and not just free-form play, is very, very popular. Not a lot of people, or excuse me, I shouldn't say not a lot, there are some people who aren't interested in sitting down at a cash table in poker and just playing for a while and leaving. Some people like sit-and-go tournaments, like the 9 dudes at the end of a long week who just want to sit in a garage, put $20 in the pot and play, and give money to the top 3, right? It's an event. It has a beginning, a middle, and an end, and it's over, and you can have a big, spiky story of, oh my gosh, I got first place, yeah. Hearthstone does not really have a lot of events. They don't have anything of this format. They don't have scheduled things just for casual people like rank 10 players who are interested in Hearthstone but aren't legendary. There's this big gap. Now, again, if I'm Blizzard, let me just disclaimer this. I don't know any of the Hearthstone design team plans. I don't even talk to anyone on the Hearthstone design team. This is just my conjecture. But it's still not a very far-fetched one. Excuse me, I drooled. We do it live. If I'm someone on the Hearthstone design team, I'm going to be saying to myself, how can we see what types of different events we can do? The Tavern Brawl, this rotating weekly thing, I think is an amazing research platform for Blizzard to discover habits of players, things that appeal to different types of demographics, because they can easily get a sense of which ranks are interested in which brawls and so on. And there's been certainly a lot of experimentation in the co-op realm, the meta realm, such as only put 2 cards in your decks, do this. The complete, total, silly bullshit realm, like you start with 10 mana. And now we see this Heroic Tavern Brawl, which to me seems like a complete different dimension of something far more hardcore, something far more in this event type thing. So when I look at all the controversy and all the opinions and all the statements of people that are out there in the world, I don't go, well, that's wrong and this is right, and here's the way that it should be, here's the correct format for Tavern Brawl. I don't think that. I actually think that the large different set of experiences demonstrate that there's a huge demand for this kind of thing. There's a demand for entry fee events. And more or less, I think that almost all the opinions that I've seen are right in some dimension, because it's a lot about personal preference. For instance, why do a lot of people like Arena? Well, because even if you are a complete, total scrub-ass shitlord at Hearthstone, you get the pack and you get some dust. It's only like 150 gold to enter, and you get like more than 150 gold some of the time, and it's sort of fun. I feel like I get some value there. There's the person who only likes events where they feel like it has a positive expected value. Those people exist. Take me. I am very interested in this Heroic Tavern Brawl. I love this Heroic Tavern Brawl because it has the potential to be brutal. I love the fact. I want it steeper, man. I want only the top 3 payout. I want, like, infinite money if you get into the top 3 and nothing if you get, infinite money if you get 12, 11, or 10 arena wins and nothing outside of that. That's what I want. I want that. Am I wrong? Fuck no. I'm right for me. I'm right for me. I'm me, right? That's right for me. Might not be right for you. Is gambling bad? No, absolutely not. Gambling's really, really fun. Is someone degenerately gambling all their money away without any control? Is that good? No, that's absolutely a problem, right? And it's important to delineate between the two. I mean, having random events result in fun things? Yeah, no, I played Yogg Saron a lot and enjoyed him, okay? It's fun. There's a little bit of a gamble when you play Yogg Saron, right? So, the fact that all these opinions are coming to light, I think is fantastic. I think it's fantastic that all these different perspectives are being shared. I think it's fantastic that some people are saying, no, 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 I'm interested in the value. Someone like me can say, no, 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 I'm interested in the brutality and the harshness. I think that there's sort of a universal clarity that big events are fun. People clearly have a craving for event-type things. So if I were put on the Blizzard design team, what I would do is I would start to say, what are cool events we could do? Let's have, several big Sunday tournaments that are 500 gold entry fee each, where it's almost even expected value, so no one really walks away with nothing. But oh my gosh, if you get 12 wins in one of those Sunday events, and these things are long, they take like 4, 5, 6 hours, and you gotta play it like straight. Oh, it's intense. If you succeed at those, if you get 12 wins, you get entered in a 3-time-a-year mega final. And all the people in the mega final have potential for massive rewards, like your entire collection becomes golden. You have the capacity to unlock, 200 packs at the next expansion. Shit that just makes people be like, oh my god, yeah! The story of someone who entered with a Shadow Priest and managed to go 12-0 and then managed to go to the finals and win with Shadow Priest and get a whole bunch of packs, and he gets showered with excitement and eagerness. What a cool story for that particular type of event. I also think it would be really cool to have a monthly brutal Sunday tournament. A brutal one, right? 2,000 gold entry fee. Fuck it. 10,000 gold entry fee high roller tournament. Where are those, man? Right? Where are the super high stakes, of course, all with the fictional in-game money? Where are those? I would love those, man. I want to play that. There's other formats that people have talked about, right? Like, what if there was a open up 20 packs and then make the best deck that you can, and that's the thing that you do an arena style run with. I think that's a format that would be absolutely fascinating. And again, I don't think that any of these are necessarily ultra right or ultra wrong. There's a lot of different perspectives out there, and I think the incorrect thing is to try to narrow down to here's the right way that the 1 week temporary gonna be gone really soon thing should be. And if this 1 week isn't done perfectly, then my god, I'm gonna give downvotes to anything positive about Hearthstone. I don't think that's even remotely an appropriate vantage point. It's very clearly an experiment, so what I would say to Blizzard Entertainment, I very much so look forward to the Heroic Tavern Brawl. Some people think it's a little steep, some people have concerns, some people don't. I hope that you take this as a huge, loud signal that it feels very clear that the Hearthstone community would love more interesting events and cool things to participate in. I certainly would. Whew. That's my thing. How was that? How did you think that was? We did it live. We did it live! I'm gonna kill some motherfuckers with this easy-to-play deck. Now tell me, what were the weaknesses of my argument? What were the weak points? It's a reasonably robust argument. I haven't thought extensively about it, so I haven't been able to mentally poke holes in it.
For Doomhammer, for the Frost Wolves.
Yeah. Underhanded says the whole argument was trash in all caps. No! The drooling was good. What about gambling actual cards? Could be cool. Trongzo. And he's we just gotta out-trog him. Okay, so Airship Engineer says, I like the idea of High Roller Tournament, but the time and pricing structure are hinting at shadier motives by Blizzard. I don't think they're hinting at shadier motives. I think the appropriate thing to say is that there are concerns. I think that there's a big stretch to say that there's some sort of evil, wicked motive based upon this one thing. I mean, Hearthstone, I mean, if you look at mobile games, and then you look at Hearthstone, the amount of like, yeah, no, that's totally fine, that I feel looking at... I'm just gonna do this. It's very hard for not to trade. I mean, like, the sort of things that happen in mobile games where it's like you play 3 games and now you have to pay $2 to continue to play at all. I mean, there's things that when I look at, I'm like, holy shit, man. I kind of want to keep the Mega Combo Dumbo Dango. Ah, shit. Can't believe I've done this. Because he'll just trade like that, and then he'll hit me with his dog. Nah, fuck it, man. We're doing it. Arr.
I have big plans.
But in short, yeah, I think you have to be very careful when saying Blizzard is shady. Because, again, people really enjoy entering into poker tournaments. People really, 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 really enjoy this activity. Oh, that's a very, 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 very good card for him. Him. Just gonna pass into a big swing turn coming up here. Let's see here. Applesauce136 is one possible response that this isn't what Blizzard should be spending their time on. I feel like Hearthstone is having some significant balance issues, the client issues at the moment that need to be fixed before we go for cool shit. Undeniably. If it is an either or, I think that very clearly balance is more important. Like, very, very clearly. I've had it all along. Let's kill this 5-4, shall we? Yeah, feels good. Feels pretty good. They are independent. If it is an either or, obviously you have to go for balance. But if it is the, you know, there's different groups, and that's great. That's great. That's great. Mr. Song says, isn't gambling illegal in some states? Couldn't this require some age limit to the game? The basic gist of that stuff is that... Oh, God, I really want to kill that. Yeah, no, let's just kill it. If you are entering money into something where then you have to pay money back out, that's where the problem is. It's the money coming back out. If you enter money in and in-game currency is what you're receiving back, then people are putting money in for an experience that stays there. It's still a one-way monetary transfer, right? You pay money to... So it actually is not gambling in that sense. That's what I was gonna do. It's the same deck as me. See, Retribution Ryan says, I think one flaw in the current system is that it may not be rewarding enough for players, especially if it's not attractive to a spectrum of players. If only hardcore players buy in, it becomes more difficult for all to succeed. Again, that's the thing, is that I think that... Well, first of all, if at any point... okay, so I think I have to do... I think I just have to do this, which sucks totally. Suckaronis. Suckaron. Again, I think that any argument that begins with, here's what's wrong with this format, I think almost any argument that begins that way is not going to work. Oh, I wasn't even looking at my health, man. I'm like so focused on this discussion. I literally was not even looking at my health. I had no idea my health was low. Any argument that begins, here's the problem with this particular format, it just doesn't go anywhere because it's a demonstration of a type of format that a certain type of people want. And I think that almost any argument, if you say, you know how Tavern Brawl needs to be, there's incredible truth and merit in it for someone like you and your audience of people. This is very, very specifically for format type things like this. And I think the reason I can say this with such confidence is that there are literally millions of examples of different types of events that are like this that have all been very successful. Right? There are millions of 9-person sit-and-go tournaments. And there are tens of thousands of, you know, high-stakes poker buy-in tournaments. There's a huge amount of things in between. Scorpio Shirika says, I think trying to circumvent gambling rules using gambling currency has potential to get the attention of regulators and making things harder for every game company. Blizzard casts a large profile than any media developers, so they invite regulation more than other guys may draw attention to the practice. I think that this is a completely separate issue. I think that there are, again, valid points there, but you know, I think that if the discussion topic is how do we think about this particular tournament format? How should this particular format be structured? I think that, you know, saying things like, well, what about governmental regulation on gambling being changed in the future? I think it's an interesting discussion. I just think it's completely separate. All right, we're gonna do another micro break. I'm gonna numb.